Hello, I'm Smriti. I'm a special educator and a psychologist. In this video, I'm discussing about structured environment. You must be heard the word structured environment if you are a parent of a child who got the diagnosis of autism. So when we are planning intervention programs for children who has autism, structured environment is something that is very important. But most of the parent understanding that structured environment means there is a lots of visuals in the environment, using visual schedules and using visuals with the child. Actually, that is a misunderstanding. Visual schedule and visuals is something that we are using with our children to make them understand what is going to happen throughout the day, how their activities are planned throughout the day, so that they can understand. Because most of our children have very high level of anxiety because of their lack of communication skills. They are unable to understand what is going to happen throughout the day, and so the anxiety will shoot up, and the result will be behaviors because of the lack of communication skills. So that is why we are using, and most of our children are visual learners. Not everyone, but most of our children are visual learners. So if you are giving inputs only in the form of instructions, only in the form of auditory, they may not be able to understand what you are explaining about, what you are talking about. So that we are using visuals to explain them what is going to happen, where we are going, and how long we will do this, and what all the things we will do at that time, so that the child will understand, okay, this is what expecting from me, and this is what going to happen around me, and that will help the child to keep calm. That is the importance of using visuals. So using visual materials and creating an environment with visual schedules, and of course will help the child to uh, understand what is going to happen, and so that their anxiety will come down, and so they will be calm in that environment. So that is the use of visual materials and visual schedules. But structured environment means when our children are not occupied properly for a long time, they will occupy themselves in their own way by doing the repetitive behaviors, that is called stimming. And if the stimming is increasing, it may affect their sleep, and it may affect their focus and attention, and so that it will start affecting their daily life, and sometimes it will go to compulsive behaviors also, obsessive compulsive behaviors. Then we will start thinking about obsessions, how to reduce the obsessions. So how to handle the obsessions? The most important thing is creating a structured environment, so that the child will be properly occupied in the environment, because most of our children don't know how to occupy themselves. So we all are occupied ourselves in our free time by doing something that we really like to do, and that is meaningful for us. So that we will take our phone, or we will take our book, and we will do whatever things we like. So for our children also, what they can relate, what their brain seeks, that is what they are doing, and that is why they are occupying with some self-stimulatory behaviors. Yes, the self-stimulatory behaviors are important for them, but our focus is not to stop the self-stimulatory behavior, but what we can do, we should satisfy their needs in a meaningful way. For example, a child is continuously doing this because of the proprioception seeking. The child is not getting the feeling where are their hands and what they are supposed to do, so they are continuously shaking. So we can give a ball to dribble. So when the heavy ball is coming and kicking on the hands, the child is getting that sensation. So dribbling we did for some time, and then after that the child will be able to come and sit and do some tabletop activities by keeping their hands properly. And a child is so like this. So we are not trying to stop the stimulatory behaviors, but we are making it appropriate. immediately. The child is continuously slimming with the thread. So we are making them activities for beading or for embroidery or for doing something with the same thread. So in the middle, the child is doing this, but at the same time, the child is occupied with some meaningful activities. And the days should be filled with lots of physical activities, to do activities that is related to the daily life, to do some activities that related to the academics, do some activities that related to the language and communication skills, so that a child is getting a proper structured environment. So to create a proper structured environment, no need to buy any fancy materials. You have to just keep it in your mind that the child should occupied in some sort of activities. That may be physical activities, and that may be the activities that suggested by their OT, that suggested by their special educator, that suggested by their speech therapist, and doing some sort of household work, a combination of all these things. 10 to 20 minutes the child is sitting and occupying in some meaningful activities. Then 10 to 20 minutes the child is getting free time. Again, the child is sitting and making some meaningful activities. Then the child is getting free time. Then you are taking the child for some sort of physical activities, that may be ball play, cycling, skating, swimming, badminton, basketball, anything you can try. Don't look for perfection, but keep on trying. Like this, make the child involved in different activities, and that is called a structured environment. Structured environment doesn't mean that you made the child sit or you made the child occupied for 2 hours and then the remaining 4 hours the child is free. That is not a proper structured environment. And so because you worked for 2 hours, but that 4 hours, that gives a lot of time for the child to occupied in unwanted behaviors, inappropriate behaviors. So what is our focus is, we are not trying to cure anything here. We are not trying to stop any thing here. But what we are focusing in a structured environment, by understanding the need of the child, by understanding how their sensory processing is happening, and we are providing to address all these needs in a meaningful way by giving small gaps in the middle, and the child is learning all the skills for the holistic development of the child. The child is improving communication and language skills. The child is doing academics. The child is doing fine motor skills, gross motor skills. All these skills are improving. Daily life skills are learning. Physical play is happening, because physical play is very, very important for our emotional well-being. For all of us, physical play is something that is very, very important. So addressing all these needs, we are creating a program, and that is called a structured environment. So I hope this video will help you to understand about the structured environment, and there are lots of write-ups and videos in my blog and YouTube channel related to that. You can go through that if you would like to know more. Okay, thank you.